Android.
Right now at 5, Missouri carries out its first execution of 2024 under a cloud of protest. Plus, teens in Pittsburgh pick up some old school skills to help out the public library.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. So, of course, we've got another sick child here at the house, and that's just the way the world works sometimes. But hopefully everyone had a nice evening yesterday. Absolutely. We've got more showers and storms on the way. And it wasn't too bad during the afternoon yesterday either.
No, it wasn't. It was pretty nice out.
It was, and we do again almost just like yesterday. We've got more showers and storms on the way for us this morning. Let's start with a quick look outside. This is, of course, our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. And you can see we've got the cloudy skies, a bit on the breezy side, but otherwise not too bad. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. We are dry for the time being, but that is going to change as the morning progresses. As you can see, we have a few heavier showers across parts of northeast Oklahoma. Did have a few showers across southeast Kansas, but those have begun to break up a little bit, and we've got this batch getting ready to roll in, already getting into Bartlesville and into Newada right now, in Newada and Washington counties out there, and it will continue to lift off to the northeast. So on the loop, you see where we had some showers try to get going across southeast Kansas, and they kind of fizzled out, but more rain is on the way. Now, the difference between yesterday and today is we're looking at shower and thunderstorm chances all day today, or at least throughout the day today, unlike yesterday where it was kind of just in the morning and then we were just cloudy-ish throughout the rest of the day. Sitting at 57 in Joplin right now, 55 in Pittsburgh, so much milder than where we were at this time yesterday as well. Temperatures, cool spot is Iola at this point at 48. Everyone else into the 50s and even a couple of 60s out there as well. Grove, for example, sitting at 60. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We see a few of those scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, about 52, northeast breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour, and we'll continue with scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Winds picking up a bit, northeast breeze at 15 to 20, gusting to 35 at times, and we're looking at temperatures right around 58 when that bus brings them back home. As we go through the day, again, scattered showers and storms. Now, the way this is setting up, not everyone will necessarily see chances of rain all day long, but a good portion of us will out there. And the good news is we're not anticipating any severe weather with any of this activity. It'll be breezy, and we are ultimately going to reach highs into the low 60s. As I mentioned, we'll have the showers and thunderstorms with us throughout today, and then we'll start to clear out and warmer weather will return. We'll take a look at all that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Chris, thanks. The state of Missouri carries out its first execution of 2024. Despite widespread protest, Missouri executed convicted double murderer Brian Dorsey yesterday evening. The 52-year-old Dorsey was put to death at 6:11 p.m., according to the Missouri Department of Corrections. Dorsey was sentenced to death for the 2006 murders of his cousin and her husband. In addition to the demonstrations, a clemency petition was filed saying Dorsey was deeply remorseful for the murders. The U.S. Supreme Court denied a last-minute request for clemency. In his final written statement before his execution, Dorsey thanked all the supporters who advocated on his behalf and apologized to his victims' loved ones. The city of Joplin has a new mayor. The city council Monday night voted unanimously to appoint Keenan Cortez to the role. Cortez has been serving as the city's mayor pro tem. That position is now filled by Josh Dieter. The city's new council was also sworn in last night, featuring 3 new elected members. Some Carthage residents are still dealing with the consequences of last week's storm. An apartment building next to Carthage Square had severe water damage after the roof peeled off and the ceiling tiles broke and fell onto the floor. Many of their windows broke as well, and 5 families used to live in the building, and some of them lost most of their belongings.
When I went upstairs, there was just glass and metal and ceiling tiles all over everything. Everything soaked. Everything was just covered in debris. And once you clean that debris off, all the tables, anything wood is just extremely warped.
The building had to be evacuated during the storm. While most families moved out, 2 of them, including the landlord, Keith McBride, still live there. McBride is addressing the issues and hoping to rebuild the place like it was. He says he has dehumidifiers running 24/7 to save floors and get moisture out. McBride is currently working with contractors. Well, teens gather at Pittsburgh Public Library to gain volunteer hours and skills. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
It allows for teens to come in and have a collaborative time together and meet new people and just donate their hours.
The Volunteers program at the Pittsburgh Public Library allows teens to create book displays, organize shelves, and other projects twice a month.
And it's very relaxing for teens to be able to come in and donate good hours that they can also use on applications for college, as well as other different programs at schools.
And we just have a whole list of things, and then based on the author's last name, this is all it's in alphabetical order from their last name. So we find the author and then we find which book it is, and so far we've only gotten 3 out of 20.
The teens are using the Dewey Decimal System to find books without the help of a smartphone or computer.
I know we've learned about it in elementary school, but I haven't used it since. This is kind of our first time. We have to keep reciting the alphabet in our heads, so I would say hard. Yeah. Even though it sounds pretty easy. Where is we don't know what, yeah.
The teens not only maintain the space in the library,
655.
they also prepare crafts for the toddlers' story time.
I'm part of the National Honor Society at Pittsburgh High School, and we volunteer throughout the community, and I just thought this would be a really fun time. Come in, volunteer, get stuff ready for kids, and make sure they can have a good time.
Although Nolan isn't a bookworm,
No, I'm good.
he is a fan of making a difference within the community.
I'm a big believer that, if you want to be a good person, you need to do activities that show that you're a good person and just really help everybody around you out.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The Volunteers program meets twice a month, every second and fourth Tuesday at the Pittsburgh Public Library. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The 57th annual Lester Garber Relays took place yesterday afternoon at Riverton High School. We'll have the details. Plus, officials in Peru are looking into claims that one of their nation's citizens is the oldest person in the world. And rain chances continue. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Garlic butter. Need we say more? Sonic Garlic Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
The 57th annual Lester Garber Relays took place yesterday afternoon at Riverton High School. Track and field athletes from across southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, and northeast Oklahoma make the trip to Riverton to compete. The 2024 Lester Garber Track and Field Relays take place. Dawson Troth from Northeast Arma wins the boys' high jump at 5 feet 9 inches. On the girls' side, Lucy Anderson, a sophomore from Frontenac, performs well, getting up to 4 feet 10 inches. But she finishes in second behind Bethany Umbarger, who from Cherryvale, who gets up to 5 feet 2 inches. In the boys' long jump, Tucker Harrell from Colgan takes first place with a 22.3 on his fourth attempt. He edges out Zane Stan from Quapaw, who takes second with 19.11. Then no surprise here, Lily Brown from Colgan wins the girls' long jump with a 16.6. Her teammate Delaney Meek, takes second. Those are just a few of the field events. We have updated results from the entire meet on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com/sports. Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State baseball both were in action yesterday afternoon. Each of them are on the road within the MIAA. Starting with Missouri Southern, a bit of a surprising result here. The 9th-ranked Lions fall on the road 8-4 to Rogers State. The Hillcats are in 6th place in the MIAA. The loss brings Southern's record down to 30-10. The Lions are back in action this weekend with a 3-game road set at Northeastern State. Meanwhile, Pittsburg State baseball picked up a win yesterday, 6-5 on the road at Emporia State. The Gorillas were originally scheduled to play Oklahoma Baptist at home this afternoon. Because of the chance for rain, that game is canceled and will not be made up. PSU's next game is at home Friday, the start of a 3-game set against Missouri Western. Well, busy day for Major League Baseball as well. Both the Royals and Cardinals play on their home fields last night. Starting with the Royals, they win in extra innings over the Astros. Final score 4-3. Salvador Perez has the game-winning hit with a walk-off single in the bottom of the 10th inning. Don't look now, but after beginning the season with 2 losses, the Royals have won 7 of their next 9. Well, over in St. Louis, the Cardinals win 3-0 against the Phillies. Sonny Gray earns the win in his first start as a Cardinal. Victory brings the Redbirds' record back up to .500. They're back 6-6 and go for the series win over the Phillies this afternoon. And closing things out in the NBA, the Thunder erase a 16-point halftime deficit to beat the Kings 112-105. OKC trailed by as many as 20 points, but comes roaring back in the second half. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leads the way with 40 points. Well, still to come, we'll see why a new survey reveals that a Generation Z is less happy than the rest of us. Plus, a check of the 7-day forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Bath Naylor and Frisco Funeral Homes.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Just now coming up on 5:17 on this Wednesday morning. We've got some clouds out there. We've got some showers and eventually a few scattered thunderstorms out there will be on the way as well. It's, of course, our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Cloudy and a bit breezy out there. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line not looking too bad. Again, for now, the roads are dry, but that will change as the morning progresses and a few showers begin to roll in. And the same dry roads up by Pittsburgh right now. This is the KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. Skywatch Storm Tracker, you can see we've got the batch of heavier showers down into northeastern Oklahoma. We had a few stray showers across parts of southeast Kansas earlier this morning, but those have since broken up. We've just got a few in between Eureka and Howard, and we've got a little bit of shower activity near Columbus, or just south of Columbus. But again, this heavier batch stretching from around Cleveland to Bartlesville to Newata and just beginning to enter Craig County as well. And this all will continue to lift off to the northeast, and we'll see additional development take place across parts of central Oklahoma, and that will continue to roll off to the north and east as well. So as we go through the morning, again, scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Here we are at noon today. Between the cloud cover and the rain, it is going to keep us a bit cooler than where we've been the last couple of days as well. And the scattered showers and storms will continue through the evening and into the overnight hours. It'll be after midnight by the time we start to clear out. And heading into our Thursday, it'll be another cool one, another breezy one, but we'll start to see those clouds clear as we head into the afternoon. So we're going to start with those partly cloudy skies and eventually go to mostly clear skies out there for our Thursday. In Joplin right now, it is 57, and again, cloudy out there ahead of the incoming showers and thunderstorms. Northeast breeze about 5 miles an hour. We got northeast winds across the area. Again, Iola, the cool spot, sitting at 48. The warm spot right now, Grove at 60. The rest of us on the in-between in the 50s across the area as we get this Wednesday underway. So again, scattered storms will begin to push in as we head through the morning hours, and again, that will also keep our temperatures a bit on the cooler side, about 58 by 11. Now, this isn't an all-day rain event, as in just a continuous rain event. These will be scattered showers and storms throughout the day, so you may get some showers, you may get a little thunderstorm, and then it pauses for a while before the next round rolls in. And the good news is we're not anticipating any severe weather with this activity. Unfortunately, though, our friends down by the Gulf Coast, they're looking at potentially a significant severe weather outbreak out there later today, so we're on the good side of this system. We're looking at highs again today in the low 60s. That'll be in between thunderstorms. Now, again, since not everybody is necessarily going to see rain all day, and some of us out in southeast Kansas may have some longer dry spots, some of you may actually be a little warmer than this. It'll just depend on how exactly these scattered showers play out through the afternoon. Heading through the evening, again, we'll have those showers tapering off, and by about midnight or so, we will stop with the rain and will be mostly cloudy overnight. And I forgot to change that low. I do apologize. That should be 45, not 53, but we'll fall back into the mid-40s, so a bit cooler than where we have been here the last few days. Our Thursday, low 60s, upper 60s. Friday, still looking to make it into the upper 70s and low 80s heading into this weekend. So an absolutely gorgeous weekend out there. And then we're keeping a close eye on additional thunderstorm chances as we head into the next work week as well. So, and otherwise, still mild temperatures out there. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.
At Aaron Sachs & Associates, our word is our bond, and our work speaks for itself.
If you want some,
Pay us nothing if we don't get money for you, Aaron Sachs & Associates. It really does cost you nothing to see if we can help.
Topping Health Watch this morning, a new survey reveals that Gen Z is less happy than the rest of us. People from the ages 12 to 26 say they are having a harder time than previous generations did at their age. That's according to new research by Gallup in conjunction with the Walton Family Foundation. Of 2,000 Gen Z Americans surveyed, 75% reported being at least somewhat happy. However, the number went down significantly as the kids and teens reached adulthood. Researchers said two factors were correlated with happiness for Gen Z. They were the amount of sleep they got on weekends and a sense of purpose. A new CDC study has found that many women aren't getting regular mammograms because they can't afford it. Researchers found that women with health-related social needs were 20% less likely to get recommended mammograms. That includes experiencing food insecurity or not being able to pay for health care. Other factors can involve social isolation, unemployment, lack of reliable transportation, and healthcare costs. Researchers say that addressing these issues through community and public health services will help save the lives of women through early breast cancer detection. According to the CDC, breast cancer causes more than 40,000 deaths in women across the U.S. each year. The state of Arizona ordered to revive a near total ban on abortions that dates back to the Civil War era. Brian Todd has the details on the decision and the fallout.
It is a dark day in Arizona.
Tonight, Arizona's Supreme Court ruling the state must enforce a near total ban on all abortions, the controversial law which dates back to the Civil War, before Arizona even became a state. The court saying, quote, physicians are now on notice that all abortions, except those necessary to save a woman's life, are illegal. Abortion providers could face a prison sentence of 2 to 5 years.
The near total Civil War era ban that continues to hang over our heads only serves to create more chaos for women and doctors in our state.
The Arizona law is on hold for 2 weeks while a lower court hears arguments on its constitutionality. And Arizona's Attorney General, Chris Mays, a Democrat, says that at least while she's in office, no woman or doctor will be prosecuted under this law by the state. President Biden calls the new ban cruel, and Vice President Kamala Harris said this on X.
To stop bans like this, we need a United States Congress that will restore the protections of Roe v. Wade. And when they do, President Joe Biden will sign it into law. And let's always remember, it does not have to be this way.
Opponents of abortion are applauding the Arizona ruling tonight. The group Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America in a statement saying, quote, we celebrate this enormous victory for unborn children and their mothers, and claiming the ruling, quote, will protect more than 11,000 babies annually. This comes just one day after former President Donald Trump announced his campaign position on abortion, declining to support a federal nationwide ban on abortions, saying it should be left up to states.
At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people.
And it all comes on the heels of a controversial ruling in Florida's Supreme Court last week that allowed a ban on abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy to take effect next month. Florida's High Court did allow a proposed constitutional amendment that would establish the right to an abortion to go on the ballot this November, to the delight of abortion rights activists who pushed for that.
What it does is remove politicians' ability to interfere with our private medical decisions.
Florida's one of several states where abortion will or may be on the ballot in November, when voters will decide whether to guarantee the right to an abortion in their state's constitutions.
You're seeing all of this turmoil where people don't know from day to day what is going to be the law in their state. What happens if they get pregnant and they want to terminate the pregnancy?
Many abortion rights activists still have their sights set on a longer-term strategy to restore federally approved access to abortion. But one leader of Planned Parenthood says that could take decades. The group's strategy for now is focused on going state by state to protect and maybe even expand, in some cases, access to abortion. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got ourselves a few scattered showers out there, more showers and a few thunderstorms on the way. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
And dental care in the region. Quality, compassionate.
Quality, compassionate, affordable care.
Right now at 5:30, area high school mathematicians put their skills to the test yesterday at Pitt State.
And we've got a cloudy start for our Wednesday out there. More shower and thunderstorm chances on the way. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Southeast Kansas health departments team up to celebrate the education of children.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. So we've got ourselves additional shower and thunderstorm chances for us today. So hopefully you got to enjoy yesterday after the showers moved out. Wasn't a bad day yesterday.
No, it wasn't. It was beautiful out there. I enjoyed my time off for sure.
I don't doubt it. Kids went up to the park yesterday. Of course, now one of them is naturally sick. So we'll check into that. That's why I am here this morning. But don't worry. Of course, I'm still here to bring you the weather. And the good news is we're not anticipating any severe weather. That is the good news because, unfortunately, our friends in the Gulf Coast could have a significant severe weather outbreak today. So we are on the good side of this system. Let's take a quick look outside. We're going to start with the MoDOT camera there at 32nd and Range Line. Again, we're looking all right so far. Roads are dry. So this system's similar to yesterday, but as you can see, it's also a little later than yesterday because by this time yesterday morning, we already had showers and storms ongoing. We are getting close to that point, though. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing where we've got some heavier showers creeping through northeastern Oklahoma. We had a few showers in southeast Kansas. Those have since kind of broken up. We're just left with a few sprinkles near Eureka and a few down by Columbus south of Oswego, but the heavier batch of rain still off into northeastern Oklahoma is now stretching into Craig County as well, and it'll eventually make its way into Ottawa County and continue to lift off to the northeast. So there's those showers earlier in southeast Kansas. They kind of flared up and fizzled out pretty quickly, and we'll have additional development take place across parts of Oklahoma through the day, and that will bring us more shower and thunderstorm chances throughout our Wednesday. We're at 57 in Joplin right now, sitting at 55 in Pittsburgh, and again, dry in both locations for the time being. Temperatures around the area so far, again, the cool spot is Iola, sitting at 48. Grove was the warm spot at 60, but they've kind of fallen in with everybody else into the 50s across the area, so a little bit milder than where we were yesterday, but not too terribly bad out there. Now, by the time the bus gets here, we are looking to see a few more of those scattered showers and storms across the area. We're looking at about 52, northeast breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. As the bus brings them home, we're looking to be about 58, so we are cooler today. And we're also going to be breezy again. Northeast winds 15 to 20, gusting to 35 with scattered showers and storms. And that's a key reminder is these are going to be scattered, so you may get a storm or a shower, and then it'll pause for a bit, and then we'll see additional showers and storms in between. And that'll be the case throughout most of our Wednesday out there, and will eventually, in between showers and storms, make it into the low 60s. And some folks in parts of southeast Kansas may see longer gaps in showers and storms, especially the further northwest you go. So, say Chanute, Yates Center, and you may end up being a little warmer than the rest of us, depending on those gaps. We are going to dry out. We've got much warmer weather on the way, and another round of storms we're watching next week. And we'll look at all that in the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you in a few. Well, Active Lifestyle Events yesterday presented a check for $1,700 to the Joplin Trails Coalition. The check helped fund a recently installed concrete ramp on the west side of St. Louis Avenue for trail users with disability issues. The new ramp makes the trail more accessible and safer for all trail users.
I hope it ultimately leads to wider access for our community, that there are no people left out that can't use the trails that would like to, and then also that it just further exposes the trails to the community. Joplin Trails Coalition is a great organization, a hidden gem in the community, and the hard work they do often goes unrecognized.
And the donation was funded by past proceeds from the Joplin Memorial Runs. Well, the Midwest Transplant Network yesterday held its celebration of life at the Freeman Business Center in Joplin. The network hosted the celebration for organ, eye, and tissue donors, transplant recipients, and those who are still waiting for the gift of life. Since it began in 1972, the Midwest Transplant Network's donor service has contributed to more than 32,000 transplants, thanks to more than 7,000 organ donors. Well, this is the time of year you might experience a bee swarm. That's what happened yesterday in Sarcoxie. A nearby resident noticed a large swarm of bees on a fire hydrant. Police contacted Jared Malcolm, who enjoys beekeeping as a hobby. He was able to locate the queen in the swarm, and all others followed into a transport box. He took them home, and the bees were reacting positively to the new hive location. If you experience a bee swarm, you can contact the Joplin Area Beekeeping Association. Their information is on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Area high school mathematicians put their skills to the test yesterday at Pitt State. The university hosted its 54th annual math relays. More than 750 students from 50 high schools in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma competed. The relays kicked off with 15-minute long individual tests. Then later, there are 20-minute team tests.
Probably have probably like 40 different classifications, because we got 12th grade, 11th grade, 10th grade, and all kinds of different exams. And so we just look at the high score in each of those different categories, and we break them up by small school and large school.
Medals were awarded to the top 3 participants in each event. CHC and SEK partnered with the Crawford County Health Department and K-State Research and Extension yesterday to host a Tasty Tuesday event. Families were encouraged to stop by to learn about healthy snacks and to receive activity kits. The event is part of the Week of the Young Child, sponsored by the National Association for the Education of Young Children, which celebrates young children, their teachers, families, and communities.
We want the kids just to have some fun activities that they can do with their parents or their caregiver, so it's that connection to build them together.
During the March 26th Pittsburgh Commission meeting, Mayor Stu Hike proclaimed April 6th through the 12th as the Week of the Young Child. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News. Japanese Prime Minister visited a memorial dedicated to Japanese American soldiers in D.C. yesterday. Plus, 6 months after Hamas's brutal attack on Israel, dozens of hostages are still being held in Gaza. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And Associates, proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Topping World Watch, King Charles is presented with banknotes featuring his portrait. The monarch was given a leather-bound booklet with a new legal tender at Buckingham Palace on Tuesday. Charles praised the design of the notes as he inspected them. The Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey and Chief Cashier Sarah John presented the bank notes, which will be released to the general public on June 5th. The Bank of England governor told Charles he is only the second monarch to be featured on banknotes after his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. State officials in Peru are looking into claims that one of their nation's citizens is the oldest person in the world. Marcelino Abad Tolentino from the region of Huánuco in the Andean Mountains is said to be 124 years old. He claims to have been born in 1900, celebrating his 124th birthday just a few days ago. Tolentino says his secrets for a long life are a diet rich in fruits and lamb meat. And according to him, chewing some cocoa leaves doesn't hurt either. If the claims are true, not only would Tolentino be the world's oldest living person, but he would be confirmed as the oldest ever independently verified human. Currently, the Guinness World Records lists the oldest living man as a 111 years old British man who received the title this month after the death of a man in Venezuela who was 114. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida visiting a memorial dedicated to Japanese American soldiers in D.C. yesterday. Kishida visiting the Japanese American Memorial to Patriotism during World War II, where he took part in a wreath-laying and tree-planting ceremony. The Prime Minister and his wife arrived in D.C. on Monday. Kishida will head to the White House yesterday night ahead of Wednesday's official meeting on today and formal state dinner. This also comes as Kishida, President Biden, and the Philippines president plan to attend the first ever summit between the three countries Thursday in Washington. Well, 6 months after Hamas's brutal attack on Israel, dozens of hostages are still being held in Gaza. Their families were in Washington yesterday. The international community has a deal on the table, but as Hamas is yet to react to it. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has more from Washington.
Family members of American hostages met with Vice President Kamala Harris Tuesday, advocating for their release. The remaining hostages have been held by Hamas in Gaza for more than 6 months. Their loved ones pushing for action.
There are 133 cherished souls who are being held there, and it is time. We don't want any more progress. We want results.
Parents calling on Hamas to accept a hostage deal that's currently on the table.
It is completely in Hamas's court.
We are demanding from the international community, all the partners that are working on this deal, Qatar, Egypt, and others, to put maximum pressure to get Hamas to say yes.
That deal includes a 6-week pause in the fighting and the swap of dozens of hostages. International efforts to broker a hostage release deal are underway in Cairo this week.
There was a marathon session that went late into the night among the United States, Israel, Qatar, and Egypt.
Critics pointing out that the quickest way to a deal isn't turning on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. President Biden had a pointed phone call with him last week after 7 aid workers were killed in an airstrike in Gaza.
They're basically trying to make Netanyahu the boogeyman rather than focusing their ire on Hamas.
Since Biden's phone call with Mr. Netanyahu, more humanitarian assistance has flowed into Gaza, with another aid pier likely becoming operational at some point next week.
That's a look at World Watch. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. So we've got ourselves a cloudy start to the day. It's 5:46 on this Wednesday morning. We're starting to see a few more showers and thunderstorms beginning to progressively build into the area. It was our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line, again, still dry for the time being, but that is going to change. Same with the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh. Looking pretty good out there so far, but the Skywatch Storm Tracker showing changes all on the way. Again, it had some showers earlier in southeast Kansas. Those have kind of broken up. A few sprinkles between Eureka and Yates Center. We are starting to see some of that shower activity from northeast Oklahoma reach into Cherokee County and now into parts of Jasper County as well, just north of Joplin and to the west of Carthage, so up by Waco, southeast of Columbus, and near Chatopa. Back in northeastern Oklahoma, though, there's the bigger batch of shower activity, some heavier rain out there, and that will continue to push on off to the north and east, and we'll see additional development throughout the day. Now, the good news is, at least for us, we're not anticipating any severe weather with this activity. However, down to the south by the Gulf, they're looking at a potentially significant severe weather outbreak, so we are thankfully on the favorable side of this system. So between the rain and the clouds, our temperature is also much cooler today. We're not going to be as warm as we have in the last few days, and we'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing through the day. Now, that's the other key, is these are scattered, so you may get some pauses here and there where you'll stop raining for a bit, and then it'll start back up again. And some of us in parts of southeastern Kansas, see, as you go a little further to the north and west, may have some longer pauses, and so you may have an opportunity to warm a little more than the rest of us across the area. But then we'll start to clear out overnight tonight. We'll start our Thursday partly cloudy, and then skies will begin to clear as we head into the afternoon. In Joplin right now, again, it is cloudy, 57, northeast breeze at about 5 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, not too bad. Still the cool spot looking to be Iola at this point at 49. Everyone else into the mid and even upper 50s for the most part across there. As we get our morning started, scattered showers and thunderstorms will be going on as we get the morning underway. We're going to be about 58 by 11 o'clock. So again, we're a little cooler than where we have been the last couple of days. Heading into the afternoon, highs into the low 60s, scattered showers and storms, and those northeast winds occasionally gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour out there, so be prepared for some breezy conditions. Showers again will wrap up later this evening, with the last of it most likely out of here no later than midnight, and will be mostly cloudy overnight and much cooler as well as we fall back into the mid 40s tonight. As we look ahead, we've got temperatures starting to warm up. We're going to be low 60s again tomorrow. Still breezy. Winds gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour to the northwest. And we're going to be breezy again Saturday, ushering in much warmer temperatures, upper 70s, low 80s heading into the weekend. And then we're keeping our eye on another round of showers and thunderstorms as we get into the next work week. Temperatures remaining warm, though, initially into the upper 70s, falling to the mid 60s by the end of next week. That's a check of your forecast. We got more of the KOAM morning news right after this.
Neosho Arts Council for
$1.3 million in paid claims at zero cost to customers.
We've got you covered forever at Roper Honda.
When a bunch of hogs are on the loose, who you're going to call? One cop is destined for viral stardom after he was caught on camera throwing caution to the wind and throwing himself at this pesky pig problem. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Watch a Utah cop use fancy footwork to chase down a panicked pig on the loose. It started when Grantsville City PD posted a public alert saying multiple hogs were on the loose in a neighborhood and the city would attempt to trap them. The next day, this destined to be viral video popped up showing a Grantsville cop running down one of the escaped pigs, which, despite its best efforts to bob and weave, can't get away when the cop goes whole hog with a diving grab. The officer then brings home the bacon carrying the captured swine as it shares a defiant whine. The department posted that the pig situation was handled and even shared some more of the officer, saying he clearly has a way with animals. Animal lovers in coastal Georgia took to the sea to release a slew of turtles and managed to make history in the process. 34 turtles, packed and padded in individual boxes, were flown to Jekyll Island from New York and Massachusetts after months of rehabilitation following a near-death cold stun during the freezing winter months. 33 Kemp's Ridley turtles and 1 green sea turtle were nursed back to health and then set free in what organizers said was the largest sea turtle release in Georgia's history. Hey, if you love something, let it go. A Cracker Barrel restaurant under renovation in Tennessee decided to part ways with some of its signature classic country store decor by putting on a yard sale of sorts, and fans were fit to be tied. Reportedly, within half an hour, shoppers snatched up nearly all 700 items that headlined this one-of-a-kind Cracker Barrel Country Fried Bric-a-Brac fire sale. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
It's certainly not your average garage sale there. We'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Considering
April, you won't regret it.
For April, we have a music and dance theme featuring Nellie Don the Musical and 2 short films. Tickets are only $10, so go online and get yours now.
Well, now that the eclipse is over, you may be wondering what to do with your eclipse glasses. There are a number of organizations that recycle or reuse them. Astronomers Without Borders has been accepting donations of eclipse glasses for 15 years. They partner with organizations where you can drop off familiar used glasses, including retailers like Warby Parker. You can also send them to Eclipse Glasses USA, which repurposes used glasses for future celestial events. Or you could pack your glasses away for the next major eclipse in 20 years. In case you need another reason to love on your four-legged friends, today is National Hug Your Dog Day. Those extra cuddles are beneficial to both of you. Hugging your dog releases a feel-good hormone called oxytocin in both humans and pups, giving you and your canine a little boost as your bond. Other ways to show your love: take Fido on an extra long walk or to the dog park, or take a trip to the ice cream parlor for a doggy sundae.
And today, not necessarily a bad day for a Sunday in general, as we're going to have showers and thunderstorms out there. So a good day to stay inside, eat some ice cream, maybe watch a little TV, like the KOAM news. It's an excellent time to watch. We're going to have those scattered storms rolling through the area through the morning hours. We're going to make it into the upper 50s by late morning. Scattered showers and storms will continue through the afternoon, be a bit breezy as well. Northeast winds gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour, and a little cooler, highs into the low 60s out there. But the good news is no severe weather expected for us. We're going to fall back into the mid 40s tonight, so much cooler. Showers coming to a close through the late evening hours, and will be mostly cloudy overnight. We'll start our Thursday partly cloudy, skies gradually clearing, and we'll make the low 60s, upper 60s Friday, so a pretty decent day. Great weekend, upper 70s, low 80s out there. And as we head into next week, we are keeping a pretty close eye on some thunderstorm chances next week. Still several days out, but we are in severe weather season, so we're going to keep a close eye on these as we get a little closer to those storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. In between all that, though, staying quite mild. We're going to be in the upper 70s and eventually falling to the mid 60s, so some pretty decent weather between now and then. We're looking pretty good out there across the area. And like I said, this weekend, a great weekend to get outside, and like that story just said, take your dog on a walk, go to the dog park, take your kids on a walk, go to the kid park, or a combination of the two. Maybe the kids like the dog park too. You never know. That's a check of your forecast. We've got a whole nother hour of the KOAM morning news right after this.
Are you game? I am ready. Then take a spin on the Wheel of Fortune.